I on there?
Can hear you.
Okay.
Can't see you, Mike, but we can hear you.
I'm getting closer. There we go. Howdy, gang.
I'm like,
Hello, hello. All right, I think we're all here.
All right, so call the meeting to order. I think what the first on the agenda is approving the minutes of the last meeting. Is that correct?
Actually, I had the agenda incorrect, so I don't have it on the agenda to approve the minutes this meeting. So we'll get to that next time.
Okay.
So we'll just approve the agenda and go from there.
Okay. So I'm just looking at these. Okay, review the meeting schedule. We're meeting at 3 o'clock from now on, at least until April.
Sounds
Yes,
reasonable.
and also now the third Thursday.
Third Thursday, okay.
Yep.
Okay. That's good with everybody?
that's fine with me.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's see what else we got here. Without Rob in attendance, we've gone over the. Sorry.
Zoom rookie.
Is that a landline?
Yeah,
Wow.
Sorry for that interruption.
We forgive you.
Well, my computer, the computer, Cass computer is frozen. So I'd normally be where Ben is, and he'd be somewhere else. So hopefully no more interruptions here. So let's see. I don't know if we pretty much anything on the Appleton Road project, John?
I'll just put in really quickly, Kay Bradford is working on a tree grant to hopefully get some funds, and Appleton Road is a part of that Tree City grant. So as well as one milestone.
But I signed off on that letter yesterday, so hopefully that goes through. That'll be good.
Perfect.
Again.
Would we be using tree fund for that? That's in the nursery, in the credits, or it's a separate grant?
That's a separate grant.
Gotcha.
So, but we can certainly use that money for that purpose.
Okay.
Yeah. We had an issue. This past week about the elm at 2020 Westchester.
Oh, I saw them taking that down.
Right. Well, there was an issue about giving away the wood, and I think I pretty much have it straightened out that any elmwood has to go to the dump. And we have to, I think that's one of the things we have to kind of memorialize in the minutes of this meeting is elmwood has to be either buried, burned, or chipped up, and none of it can leave the landfill or the job site. It has to be brought to the dump for disposal as part of Dutch elm disease control. As
somebody was trying to take it for firewood?
yeah, well, it's a long story, but I'll suffice it to say that it was opened by the powers that be, and I hopefully caught it in time.
Okay.
Dave, is there a proper protocol that they have at the dump to process that?
That's
'Cause it seems like to me they would just chip it up and it would be part of the entire pile, and that's probably not what we want to happen. Is that right?
well, it's probably what is operationally, as Rob explained it to me. They get the tub grinder here. Waste Options does not have a tub grinder per se. They lease one for their operations, and it comes here now and again, to chip up the material. So basically, the elmwood sits there with the rest of the pile, and actually, it's probably a better situation that it is commingled in the pile. It's certainly more isolated there than it would be in somebody's backyard in town where the elms are.
So the standard method, I think there is a standardized method for handling infected wood, and you have to chip it to a certain size or debark it or bury it. So probably the most reasonable thing to do here would be to chip it. I'm not sure that the DPW has a chipper the right, size to handle that kind of caliber wood.
They don't. It all goes, they chipped up part of the,
Right.
It was full when I was as far as chips go.
Well, anyway, I think that just should be memorialized in the minutes, and we should get the language right. I'll try to do a little research and see if we can send you something. Should we just send you something, Hannah, to put in the minutes with the correct language?
Yeah, that would be great. You can send it to the DPW email or mine, whichever works better.
Okay.
Should there be any other varieties of trees on that list?
None that pertain to Dutch elm disease. This is specific.
Yes. I guess what I'm asking should there be other diseases that are on Nantucket that should be treated in a similar fashion that we could put in the same piece of literature?
I would say if we had Emerald Ash Borer show up, then we'll certainly have to cross that bridge.
Yeah.
We're not seeing any yet, and we're not seeing any Asian longhorn beetle yet either. But I think those have similar disposal methods.
So that's,
So
I guess,
we take.
and you're bringing up a good point. Should we just, I don't know, add ash?
Yeah. Yeah, probably, John. I guess let's get ahead of it.
I think a mention of it maybe, but I think I'm more concerned about memorializing the Dutch elm disease problem because the elms are such a part of the landscape here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would rather be specific about that.
Okay. All right, let's get that on record then.
Okay, so
I don't have an agenda. Is there any way to, can somebody either put it up or? I suppose we don't really have a free screen, but
Hold on one second. I can email it over to you again, Ben, if
Yep.
that works.
could you? Thank you.
Yep.
I've got it on my phone, but that's about it.
Yeah, I can look at it on my phone too.
I've got it on my phone, but
I'll get it from Hannah here in a second.
I'm just looking at the status of the action items on this list. Anything to report on 38 Westchester, Hannah, from our last meeting?
Not that I know of as of yet. I did send all that information to Rob to reach out to a few different people who had been involved or had at least brought mention of 38 Westchester in prior meetings and letters that we received. But to my knowledge, I'm just kind of jumping back into tree advisory committee things. Charity Grace has left the DPW, so I'm your go-to point person now. But I will have to follow up with Rob to see if there was any extra information since the last time I was involved.
Okay. I've got a I got an email from the people running the 16 Broad Street project where the coffee shop used to be, and Center Street Bistro. They're using helicoils for foundation anchors for that porch, which I think is seems to be a good way to go.
Mm-hmm.
And the project seems to be proceeding along pretty well, from what I can see.
Is Jim Cook on that?
He is. He's
He
mentioned.
is. He's okay.
He's been monitoring it.
He has been okay. All right.
Talked about Appleton Road, so anybody got anything else? Jeff, how about Union Street? Anything on nothing to report on Union Street?
No peep.
Okay. No news reports. And I think we've never got to the bottom of the pruning, the bad pruning work on at 10 York Street either. Is that correct, Hannah? You haven't heard anything?
Correct. I know Dale was looking into possibly trying to reach out. He said, I read it back in some of the old minutes, that he wasn't able to find anyone, but I don't know if that maybe changed.
One point.
It looks like they just got that lot surveyed, so I don't think it'd be too hard to find the culprit.
Yep.
just kind of, do you want to be direct and contact the homeowner or the landowner or not? That's the question.
Yeah, well, I'd like to find out.
And who's going to make that call?
Right. Well, it would have to be either the DPW or myself, so we'll look into it.
Well, Dave, if I get you their phone number, would you call them?
I certainly would.
Okay. I'll find that this week.
Okay, let me know.
Okay.
All right, so what else we got?
Ben, did you get that agenda?
You know, I did. Unfortunately, I can't open it on a phone. It just comes in as WinDat. So I don't know
There was,
why.
on the old business, they had general town trees maintenance from Dale, but Dale's not here, so. And then it was the,
All old business. I mean, we've kind of,
yeah,
all these items.
You're looking at the agenda, Dad, aren't you?
I am.
Okay, just go.
And, last meeting, number 7, we reviewed chapter 87 in pretty good form, I think. More than we've ever discussed it in any other meeting, but I don't see anything in here that
Well, where did we? I think we just wanted to talk a little bit about Appleton Road and how we were going to go forward on that. So, John, you got that letter together in the list, which was nice. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, did everyone get a chance to look it over? And
It's been a while, but you want to talk about it?
I was just kind of looking for general feedback if anyone thought something should be added or taken out, and hopefully keep the project rolling and take the next step towards sending it out.
so nothing's done yet about sending out a letter to the abutters. So, yeah, correct.
So, yeah, so the DPW was going to send a letter out to the abutters, right? To sort of gauge the interest, or to say this is sort of what we're working toward.
Has that been sent to Rob or to DPW? It's Ken Bogan, because I haven't seen anything on it.
John, can you send that letter out to Ken?
Yeah, I can send that out to everyone. I sent it to Dave first to get his feedback, but I can definitely send it to everybody else today.
Okay.
Yeah, John, would you send me that letter as well, please?
I will get on that. I apologize about that.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Can't remember who it.
maybe it came from, maybe it was attached to something that Rob sent out?
But the
So
letter,
I think Dave's the only one that.
I think John just sent it to me, and I had some comments.
All right, I see. I've got the email that I sent to Dave, so I'll just forward this right now.
Yep.
Are you sending it to everybody?
I sent it to, yeah, I've got to copy and paste a couple other emails. I just sent it to Jeff and Ben. And sorry, I went the long way in doing this, but I am sending it to everyone.
As I recall, it spelled it out pretty well. I think I have a couple of comments about it, but generally speaking, as I recall, it was a good letter.
You seen it, Mouse? Anybody else seen it? I'm not seeing it.
Hasn't come through to me yet.
Okay. I could look at it. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. So I got it. Mike, did you get it? I'll forward it to
And then, yeah, I'm having
Mouse.
finding Ken's email.
Mine's kbogrand@nantucket-ma.gov.
Ben, can you forward it to me, please?
Yep. How do you spell Bogrand, Ken?
Beau, G as in George, RAND as in David.
Okay, Bog. At where?
At nantucket-ma.gov.
Okay. All right, should be coming at you guys.
Yeah, I got it.
You get it, Ken?
I'm just checking. It's not
I've
coming up.
not gotten it yet.
Yeah, I got it.
Can someone forward it to me, please?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just did. I think it's just taking a minute.
Okay, that's okay. You guys can discuss.
And then the last.
Great, I just got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not getting it here at all, so.
You have to open. Are you trying to get it on your phone there? Then?
Yeah, I'm on my phone, but I'm not getting any email.
Hang on.
A new email anyway.
Just there you go. Check it now. Should be there.
See if I got it on the computer.
You should be there. Just check it. It just came through again, so. Just check on your phone. It wouldn't be on the computer. You're using my computer. I mean, it's on there, but.
I'm looking at my computer. I'm not getting, oh, there it is. Okay, I got it. Hopefully I can open it. Okay. All right, I got it.
Okay, so I'll read it over and
Yep.
talk about.
Want me to just read it?
Sure.
Okay. Tree Advisory Committee in collaboration with the Department of Public Works is looking to plant a row of trees parallel with Appleton Road and the median between the road and the bike path. We brought to our attention that the current state of the strip is extremely muddy, often used for parking and not serving its purpose as a green space for the residents of this neighborhood. Along with countless environmental benefits that come with planting trees, this will ultimately make your bike path usable and increase the value of the properties along Appleton Road. The Tree Advisory Committee and the DPW feel strongly that the residents of Appleton Road would benefit greatly from street tree planting, and we would like to get members of the neighborhood involved selecting plant species and locations, working around existing utilities. In a recent discussion of this project, we have talked about street trees being planted approximately 80 feet apart, 80 feet from one another, lining the median between the road and the bike path. We feel it's best to give the residents a chance to pick which type of tree they would like outside their home from the list of 3 pre-approved species. During our Tree Advisory Committee meetings, we have talked about trees that would thrive in this particular location on the island. And we believe that red maple, silver linden, and Kentucky coffee tree are a great list to choose from. We would encourage small boulders or rocks to be placed on either side of newly planted trees to prevent cars from hitting them while they are establishing themselves in this new location. Finally, conservation grass seed to be sown in the remaining area of the median. This was not discussed at our meeting. I added this myself. Maybe worth bringing up at the next meeting. Please join us January 15th, 2021 at 2 p.m. Made up this date, specific date to be determined. Via Zoom to discuss progression project. We hope to have an open discussion with tree committee members, personnel from the DPW, and residents of Appleton Road to talk about our vision, as well as wants and needs of the people that use this space daily. This could be a great use of resources that the whole neighborhood benefit from. Hope to see you at our scheduled meeting.
Yeah, it's good, John.
Yep.
So I think we've got to figure out how and who is getting this out to the residents of Appleton. If we have
That would be me.
that'd be you, Hannah. Okay. And I guess we'll have to change the dates, right? This is a Word document, so the dates can be changed and the times. So possible to get this out before the next meeting? Or do we have a?
We will have to have Rob review it. He is leaving. If I can get some work on it either tomorrow and early next week, I can have him try and review it. He's leaving for vacation, I believe the 24th to January 11th. So that might put us close to the next meeting.
Okay.
Definitely by February meeting, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, you know, we get the word out to the people, the residents of Appleton Road, and you know, see what the feedback is first before we decide to have kind of a.
I was going to make one suggestion in the letter. It says at the end of the first paragraph, we would like to get members of the neighborhood involved in selecting plant species and locations, working around existing utilities. And it's just for the group discussion. I don't feel strongly about it, but on locations, I think it probably is be better left up to the tree advisory committee and to Rob where the locations are, just so we don't get wild things going on. Ken, I don't know if you have any comment.
No, I agree with you. Having dealt with those owners along the line, I think it should be left up to you guys in terms of where it is. I think getting their input on the concept and input on which trees is important, but the decision as to, in fact, how to implement it needs to be with you guys.
Right. as per the design. I think I think maybe is there a plan that accompanies this, John?
Yeah, would you like me to work on that, or
Well, I think
I,
that would probably be good show and tell to maybe have some sort of, we have that site plan, I guess.
Yeah, so if, I'd be happy to,
yeah, so I guess I
go ahead, John.
sorry about that, Ben. I was just gonna say, I could do a really simple CAD sketch that would just show a tree roughly 80 feet apart on, or planted in the median. I guess, I have a lot of questions with like presenting a CAD plan to them, unless we actually know where the trees are going to be planted right now, Does that make sense or not really?
So I think that we need to probably get a plan. We don't need to present a plan to anybody yet. I think we send it out as a concept and, kind of,
My guess is not every single 80-foot lot is going to be plantable. Something's going to be in the way. So
Yeah,
some are going to be excluded for whatever reason or the other. And again, it can be, up to Rob and the discretion of the tree advisory committee where we pin the final.
right. We should just get a schematic going for our own purposes, right? So there is a plan. There's a plan that Rob had sent in a PDF form, I think, a while back.
Yeah, we had it for the last meeting.
Yeah, that we can. I'd be happy to work with you, John. We can sort of load it up and get something going internally.
Yeah, particularly,
Yeah, definitely. Would be
plan that shows the lots, that would be a good way of relating what's what to the people. The above.
Yeah, I can put an aerial image on overlay it on, and we can see where. It's obviously, like Mike says, we're not going to be every 80 feet. We'll have to work around existing conditions and stuff, but I think that we can probably get something going so then that we can have an idea of where we might put some stakes eventually and give people a show and tell that way.
Do you want to have that ready by the next meeting?
If we could have, that might be a little close. Well, let's shoot for February as well on that.
Okay, sounds good.
And then
so
John,
I guess just going back to Mike's point, I was going to say, going back to Mike's point, should I just end that sentence at, we would like to get members of the neighborhood involved, period, and delete everything after that?
Involved might be even too involved.
right.
Um,
I think if you can just find a way to say that there's an
All right.
option to select species from the given list, we'll leave it at that.
right.
That's a good plan. I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Ken, do you agree with that?
Maybe using the word informed as opposed to involved, because what you're trying to do is let them know what you're proposing about doing as opposed to getting their blessing.
I can do that. That's a good piece of advice.
And then just going down to your second paragraph, John, where you're suggesting at this meeting, we talk about grass seed, conservation grass. I don't know if we're going to have a little discussion on that or maybe we'd have to get Rob's input since he's going to be the guy that ultimately has to maintain it. If I have that correct or not.
Yeah, I guess the reason why I threw that in there is because you drive down the road and there are a ton of tire marks and a ton of mud. And if you're going to go to the trouble to plant sizable trees, that's going to be the bulk of the money used there. While you're there, it kind of makes sense to show conservation mix or some type of grass seed in the remaining areas.
And that also makes sense in terms of it will discourage people from abusing the area to park anyway, which is what
That
their
was
concern
exactly-
is.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, Ken.
Yeah, I'm good with it. It just was there for discussion, so just was trying to bring it up. And then who would be, I guess, are we able to put any boulders there, or is that a sort of a no-no from the right of way on the street?
Yeah, sorry. How you doing, everyone? Sorry I'm late.
Hey, Rob.
Boulders in the right of way are typically not really allowed. I mean, I think they probably exist in a couple of locations where we've actually seen even fence encroachments that for beneficial purposes to the town we've left in place, but generally something like that is particularly placed there on behalf of the town becomes a liability. I mean, it's kind of like trees. We maintain a vegetation management plan based on federal highway standards and recommendations for crashes to minimize and the severity of crashes. And so same kind of thing. You don't want to place those things too close. Otherwise, it can turn into it could cause a minor accident to turn into a serious, more serious condition.
So we'd have to strike that out of we had a draft letter that we were just talking about, and it referenced that, so we'd probably have to strike that out of the draft.
Are we talking about Appleton?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Appleton may be a different situation if we're going to, it's I was thinking more something along the lines of like Milestone or Pulpus. Sorry, I came in on the last leg of that. I also wanted to throw out to John, the people across the street from me on Pulpus have excavated a whole ton of stones, good size boulders, and some really big boulders that they seem to have bulldozed off to the corner over the edge and have no want or need for them. So just saying.
Boulders for the taking, huh, maybe?
Might want to reach out.
It's funny that you brought that up, Rob. I did talk to Ernie Strang, and he would be happy to donate those boulders back to the Appleton Road project if we needed them.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I think in a low speed
So,
neighborhood like
Just
that.
something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I think in a low speed neighborhood like that, where we're trying to achieve protection of the trees, it could even be a temporary measure that's in place for 10 years till the trees start to really mature to a point where that kind of protection is no longer needed. But I'm supportive of that.
I think we need the boulders.
Yeah, me too.
Right. Prior to your arrival, we had a short discussion about disposing of Elmwood that we wanted to memorialize in the minutes of the meeting.
Yeah.
As per our conversation, our conversation. So Ben's going to look into, the protocols of Chapter 87. Just what we have generally done in the
Yeah, I'll see. I'll do some research into what the Massachusetts or even like a national protocol is. I'll send it along to Hannah for disposal. I think there are a few different options: debarking, burying, or chipping to a certain minimum size or maximum size.
Yep. We're going through an accreditation as a department And I think that particular part of it, it would be important to note in our procedures.
Okay.
You know, I know Dave and Dale are not going to be around forever, and we want to capture this stuff and memorialize it. So
Yeah.
it's not just, oh, this is the way we've done it or should do it, but this is actually in black and white. And it has a reference to it.
Yeah.
Because as I mentioned to you, Dave, you know, Waste Options does collect and grind it all, but that isn't necessarily on a prescribed schedule. So that's all.
Pass that along to the rest of the committee today, so they're aware of that. But yeah, what the operation does.
Yep. There's something else I had for you too. No.
Okay.
I guess that we still have that box here for you. I
No,
mentioned.
that
Oh, I know.
next comment. That was my next comment. When I came out to sign that letter for the grant, Stephen gave me the box. I picked up the box, which I'm going to bring back to you because it's Tree City USA stuff. There's a nice kind of desktop thing that shows our 20-year involvement, a 25-year involvement. There's a flag. And
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
There's a bunch of things from Tree City USA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that I'll bring back because.
Okay. Maybe I should, next time I'll just open it and let you know what's in it, just in case.
Yeah.
So that's funny. Okay, thank you. While I have you though, I submitted the Tree City grant application today. So we're looking for 20 grand to basically populate the Milestone Old South bike path intersection area as it's been reimagined. That, and actually I threw in Appleton Road because those two areas do qualify for the grant. So, you know, I know we do have funding at the local nurseries through the tree credit program, but always nice to supplement and use other people's money too. So that went in today. We're supposed to hear by end of March. I'm hoping at least on some of this, we should have some activity, particularly around the Milestone bike path area to take action on around that time.
Great.
All right. I think I don't know if anybody got anything else. I think we've kind of gone through the agenda.
I noticed there was a tree on, I don't know, probably about 15 Orange Street that either a big limb or some rotted out center dropped onto the road in the past day or two. And I just zoomed by it and didn't take a closer look, but I will tomorrow and I'll give you a ring if it's anything you should go take a peek at.
Okay, thank you. Yes, there was one thing. I had reached out to National Grid, who has Lewis Tree on Island doing trimming along their westerly circuits, and asked them if they would help us basically top those twin northern white such and such. What are they?
Poplars.
Poplars.
So the two northern white poplars on Liberty. They initially agreed to it, and today I got an email saying that the two trees were taller than what their bucket allowed them to safely access and trim. So they had to politely decline.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that's always been thought of as a crane removal.
Yeah,
It's pretty, it's dicey with a bucket, I think.
yeah.
I mean, that would be maxing out the bucket and you're still way down the tree.
Yeah, it's a brittle wood too.
Yeah.
Really needs.
So,
So I don't know if there's any other crane work that the town would be doing.
well,
But
the first thought I had was maybe we could do something again. It's tough this time of season. I mean, the wind is brutal. Never mind,
Yeah.
you know,
it'd be
wind up
somebody local, you know, Dave, I think Dave LaFleur could do it. I think, does he
Yeah.
still have a crane?
he does.
Yeah. So
What
like-
was,
Dave and Bartlett Tree, if you're able to coordinate the two of them on island and kind of pick a good weather day,
Yep.
I think that might be to get this done.
I was thinking possibly, and I got to talk to Dave. I'm not going to obligate him at all, but I was thinking possibly to get Dave involved with Dale, and maybe together getting both of them down to a level where they could hand it off to Lewis, where they could take it from there.
Yeah.
If that's something that could be possible too. So
I think, yeah, once you're set up to do it,
you might as well just bang it out.
yeah.
Yep.
just going back from a meeting that I remembered myself on, and you discussed that it would be a crane job. What about, I think her name was Eva Maria, 39. I can't remember the exact address if anyone can help me, but
So this is, yeah,
what was the doll?
this is the same place we're talking about. Eva Marie Tausig is the owner's name, and the trees are in front of her house.
Wait, did you say that you needed a copy of the email?
No, I think I have all that. I was just trying to remember off the top of my head. I didn't realize that was the same location you were discussing.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
I was remembering back from a meeting I was involved on that you said that would definitely be a crane job.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that was some input from, I think, from Dale and from Dave. And at the time, for some reason, I thought we were talking, I believe it was kicked around as Gardner, which is pretty easy to misunderstand because Liberty kind of comes around.
Right. I
and
think
cuts.
that is a Gardner address, isn't it? What is that road there that people
It's actually Liberty.
It's actually Liberty. Okay.
Yep. I'm going to pull it up just so we can have it on the record here, because
Ben, I'm going to have to excuse myself. I've got to get something recorded.
Thanks for joining. Ken.
Right.
Thanks, Ken.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
And the house belongs.
39 Liberty Street. And I will send it to you, Hannah.
And it's a different name. It's not Tausig because it belongs to her daughter now. The house is transferred to the daughter. I don't know what the daughter's name.
I'm trying to look for that now, Dave.
Okay, we can dig that out and we'll get that. I think, yeah, my first thought way back when we started this was Do we have an example of a crane scope of work, a crane tree project? I was going to see if you guys had anything like that for a previous client or not. If not, reach out to a couple colleagues of mine in Public Works to see if they have any off-island experience like that, as far as contract language and just the scope of the work itself. And, I'll pursue that.
Yeah, I've never been involved in a crane removal personally.
Okay.
Quite routine off island. Anything else? Okay,
All right. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everyone.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Guys, thank you. Good to see you, Hannah.
Bye, everyone. It was good to see
Merry
you all. Have a
Christmas.
great week.
Okay,
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.